Hi guys, this is Saneth here again. I'm the traveling mom boss. Today's video is all about how to get a passport for your kids. Before I get into that, guys, I just want to let you know quickly a little bit about me. So I've been traveling with my kids for the past 2 years and we've been having a fabulous time on a budget. And we went to many different places. We traveled throughout the United States and then we went to Europe and we stayed there for about 3 months. But prior to getting to Europe, I had to get my kids' passport and it was a lot. It was a lot of work, but I want to make it easy for you guys and that's why I created this video. So we're currently in 2022 and a lot has changed when it comes to getting a passport. So I'm going to get you guys prepared for when you're going to go get the process started. So a lot has changed due to the pandemic. One thing that's changed is the time frame of when you have to apply, which is 4 to 6 months before you plan your trip. When I applied in 2019 for my kids' passport, I actually applied for their passport 3 months in advance. And the only reason why I did it that early is because I was kind of scared about them being rejected because of the issues I had going on. But fast forward 3 years later, it's actually 4 to 6 months in advance that they're telling you to prepare to apply for your passport. The reason why is because so many people are trying to travel. Everybody was stuck in their house for like 2 years and everybody wants to travel now. According to the United States Passport Processing website, which is www.state.gov, effective October 29th of 2021, the processing time for routine processing of your passport is actually between 8 to 11 weeks. So this is when you apply for a regular processing of your passport. If you want to do a expedited processing, that's going to take 5 to 7 weeks, and that's an additional $60 on top of your fees that you're paying for your passport to be processed. When I applied for my kid's passport, which was in 2019, it actually took about 2 to 4 weeks for me to receive their passport. Now, this is 2 to 4 weeks from the moment I sent it in to when I received it and they were approved. I actually had no issues because I did some research prior to applying, so everything went smoothly, although I thought I was going to be rejected because of one of the issues with my children, which I'll get into in a second. Before I get into the steps of how to apply for a passport, I want to let you guys know the ways you can apply for a passport, which I will be listing in the description of this video. The first way is to schedule an appointment via phone, and the number to call to schedule an appointment, 877-487-2778. If you're deaf or hard of hearing, you need to call 888-747-7793. So that's the first way you can schedule an appointment, which is to call on the phone. The second option is to go to the website, which is travel.state.gov. This is actually not recommended for kids. This is only for adults. You can apply online. For kids, you do have to go in person. So you would first have to call to schedule an appointment. Or the third option is to go to your local embassy. You can Google that information or even call 311 or 411, whatever the information phone number is in your district or your local area. You can call them to get the address or the phone number to schedule an appointment to go to your local embassy. The fourth option, which I recommend, is a company called iVisa. That's www.ivisa.com. This company actually is amazing because they help you with processing your application for your passport. They also help with getting visas to visit certain countries that require you to get a visa, and also with getting your health declarations that you need to travel to those countries. They help with passport renewals, and the process is fairly easy and it's so fast. So they help you throughout the process, and everything is done from the comfort of your own home. And another thing is that I want to let you know is that this company also serves over 500,000 people, so they have lots of experience in this area. So if you would like to contact them to get some more information about their services and how they can help you, again, the website is ivisa.com. You can also click my affiliate link that's located in the description of this video. Now let's get back to how to apply for a passport for your children, and this is for kids that's 16 years and under. Okay, so the first step with applying for a passport for your child to travel internationally is to first get their birth certificate. So the first thing that you would need to apply for a passport for your child is to get the form DS11. So that's DS11. So this form is a form that you and the mother and the father does need to complete prior to getting to the embassy or your local post office or getting into the hands of the person that's going to be helping you. Now, I just want to let you know that you're going to complete that form, but you do not want to sign that form. You do need to sign that form in the presence of a notary. The notary has to confirm that the information that you're providing, which I'm going to get into next, is accurate and is legitimate. The form DS11 is for both parents and the child or children that they're applying for. There's other forms if your circumstances is different, which I will get into. The second step is to get an ID for the parent. So you do need to have a state ID, a government ID, or your passport. You also need to have your children's birth certificate. The birth certificate does have to indicate the mother and the father on it. When you attend your appointment to submit the documents for your application, you do need to have the birth certificate of your child to certify who are the parents on the birth certificate. The third item you would need along with your birth certificate, your ID, and the form DS11 is a picture that's 2 by 2. That's 2 inches by 2 inches. The picture can be glossy or matte, but that's the only way it can be. You have to make sure the picture is not damaged. It is actually recommended to go to a location where you can get a professional passport photo. I wouldn't take a photo on my own because then you might not get the exact dimensions that is required. If you don't have that dimension or the type of picture that they're looking for, your passport can get denied. So the documents that you will be bringing with you, which are your ID and your birth certificates, does need to be copied. You do need to bring the original, but you need to bring a photocopy of those items because you will be submitting the photocopy and it does need to be black and white. Now, I want to get into special circumstances, like let's say one parent is not able to show up to your appointment to submit your documents for your child's application. You can complete the form DS3053. That's DS3053. The DS3053 is just one parent giving consent for the other parent to apply for their child to get their United States passport. This does need to be signed by a notary public, and since a notary public won't be showing up with you, you do need to get a copy of their ID, and it does need to be a front and back of their ID to submit along with your application. So we do have form for other circumstances, and one of those circumstances which is what I had is that my child's father was not around, not available. I couldn't find him. So for this particular type of situation, you would need a form 5525. The form 5525 is basically for circumstances like not knowing where the other parent is, the other parent is incarcerated, or the other parent passed away, or there's a restraining order, or things along that lines where the other person just cannot speak for themselves. So if in the case of a restraining order or a custody order, whatever the order may be, you do need to provide documentation of that. If the other parent is incarcerated, you can also provide documentation, or you can also just say, I don't know where the person is. And this is the situation I had, and that's the reason why I decided to apply 3 months in advance, because I wasn't sure if I would be approved based on just not knowing where my child's father was. Turns out I was approved. My child actually was approved within 3 weeks, which is amazing. Unfortunately, things are much longer, so I would definitely apply within the given frame of time that they give you, which is 4 to 6 months before you travel, and also expect to wait up to 11 weeks for a response. Now, the last circumstance that I want to discuss is the child being in the care of a guardian. So if the guardian has sole custody of the child, there's another form that you would use, which is called the form DS3053. So the DS3053 does need to be completed by the guardian and also signed by a notary public. You do have to provide identification of the notary public, which is again the back and the front. And you do need to provide the documents that I discussed in the beginning of the video, which is the birth certificate, your ID, the 2x2 photo, and also the application. Guys, I do want to let you know that you still should be completing the form DS11 along with the additional forms to show what your special circumstance may be. Again, guys, I encourage you, if you need assistance with completing your forms or if you have any questions, you can visit iVisa.com. Also, you can click the link that's in the description. If you have any questions, you can also ask me. And also, guys, let me know how your application process was. Was it easy? Did it take a long time? I want to also let you guys know that your passport is only valid for 5 years. For kids that's under 16, FYI. For adults, it's valid for up to 10 years. So once you get your passport in 2022, just remember that you have to renew it in 2027. My kids are getting close to that date, but I'm happy that we still got some more time to go traveling and live our best lives. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you like it, subscribe, and share it. And I'll see you in my next video.